Okay, so this is my Tengu barracks. We're in a we're not in a cataclysmic. We're in a red giant, and we're going to do this solo with basically no implants. This is a C4, and our biggest problem here is going to be range, obviously. So we got 91 kilometers right off the bat. We've got to close that distance as quickly as possible. So we've got our Afterburner running, and we're going to run into these guys. Now these guys are going to be shooting at us pretty hard. So I recorded this so that I could kind of speed through it and talk over it a little bit here. So we're going to run into these guys. It takes us a good minute to get to them. I usually run javelins into them as I'm closing the distance here. So we're going to go with the upholder first. He is the he's not the trigger, he's the extra. The other guy's going to be nuding us with a 10 gigajoules per second. So our Tengu can handle that. That's not a problem. Later in the waves, we'll have a little bit more issues dealing with that. We're just going to get on top of these guys so we can orbit and not worry about their DPS. So once we get this first guy down, go away. We're going to start working on the second guy. The second guy goes down pretty easy, but what I want to show you here is that I make a pretty bad mistake when I'm finished with him. So when I'm killing this guy, I want to be moving down here between, you see this V right here, we want to be headed in that direction. I end up moving in this direction down here, which is absolutely terrible. It puts me in a really bad position to actually kill the second wave. With this character running Hydras, I don't have any extra tank. You see I hit approach in the wrong direction. So now I'm going to be trying to pass through this center block, and that's not going to work. I'm going to keep bouncing off of that if I hit that. So I changed my direction. I'm coming down this way because it's the fastest way I can get through here. Had I actually gone through this way, I would have been a lot closer to what I needed to do. So let's speed up here. And you can see I take a lot of damage there. Overload my equipment here. This helps me survive. I can actually face tank this overloaded. Take a little bit of structure damage. This is one of the problems with running hams. Your range is significantly shorter. This site would really recommend you use heavy missiles, not hams. But the DPS for the hams really helps in the final wave. So this particular wave is going to be nuding me pretty hard. In fact, once I get on top of these guys, I'm going to shut off my Afterburner just to preserve some of my cap and help prevent me from losing all that cap. I'm taking out these upholders because they will repair the battleships. And they're easier to take down, so I take down the cruisers first, and then work on the battleships. We'll get through this battleship phase here. As you can see, I'm running pretty low on cap there. This is all pretty straightforward, just face tank it and burn them down. So we're going to go on to the next wave. The next wave spawns a little over 100 kilometers from us. There's no good way to do it. It's going to be spawning up here somewhere. Okay, in this wave, I'm going to take out the frigates first. I'm actually going to be loading my precision script so I can kill them as quickly as possible, because they will newt, scram, and web me. But once we have these 3 frigates down, there won't be anything holding us down. So we could warp off if we absolutely wanted to. So the biggest problem we're going to run into with this particular wave is that these cruisers are going to run away from us, and they rep really hard on these battleships. So we're going to want to get one of these down at least, one of these frigate or cruisers down at least, to try to reduce the amount of repping that these battleships will end up taking. And as you can see right here at about 50%, he really starts repping hard, and that's because everything's repping him. When you're running 2 Tengus in the site, you don't need to worry about that too much. Your DPS will just blast right through the reps. So let's go ahead and get these guys. So as you can see, I took out one of them. I'm going to start working on the battleship. This battleship takes forever to burn down because he's got so much reps on him. But anyway, at this point you can just face tank the entire site with the fit. So yeah, the only problem you're going to run into is that second wave. Actually closing the distance on that second wave is kind of difficult. So there you go. There's solo C4 Tengu. I'll go ahead and throw this at the end here so you can see that I completed it. Yeah, they're all dead. So anyway, there you go.